What's going on, everybody? It's Zach, back again with another review. Today, I'm going to be talking about the new Spike Lee joint. That's right, we're going to be talking about Highest to Lowest. Now, I'm going to start this review off by saying I have not seen High and Low, the Akira Kurosawa film that this movie is a remake of. So just note that in my review as I'm speaking, that I have not seen High and Low. So for me to be like, oh my god, I really liked this movie, which I did, I haven't seen High and Low. So all of the beats that may have been in High and Low, the changes between High and Low and Highest to Lowest, I have no idea what the difference is between the two. So I'm just going to state that obviously first. So now that that's out of the way, I will also front load this review by saying, Apple and A24, what are you doing? This movie got such a poor rollout. It was just released in theaters this past weekend, but only in a limited release. And I had to go all the way to Toronto to see it. I couldn't go to my local multiplex and see it. Like the new Denzel Washington Spike Lee collaboration, this movie would have made at least $100 million. Like, come on, guys. What are we doing here? And to put it on Apple within a month of it releasing in theaters, what are we doing? Other than that, and that is just very unfortunate for Spike and Denzel and all the people involved in this film. So now that I've given my two statements out of the way, I want to actually review this movie, and I'll start this review off by saying Spike, like I said, is just as confident behind the camera as he always is. I love the way that him and Maddie Libatique shoot New York in these almost kind of intimate, fuzzy close-ups, like the scenes where Denzel's on the subway in particular. We'll get to that scene in a minute. But I loved all of that, and I'm honestly, you know what, I'll get my negatives out of the way first. You know what, we'll do that instead of saving the negatives to the end, because there's only, I do have a negative for this movie, which I really liked this movie, I did, but if I could change one thing about it, it would be the score by Howard Drawson, I want to say his name is, was absolutely horrendous. I don't know what Terrence Blanchard was doing, where he was, but he was missing here. That was the missing puzzle piece in this puzzle. Other than that, it's a great movie. That is my only negative, is the score. The score is so overbearing and it's so cheesy, and I looked it up, and the Howard Drawson, the man that did the score, has only done a couple video games and stuff, and you can tell because it's so overbearing and it doesn't fit a lot of the scenes. And like I said, Terrence Blanchard, where were you, man? You could have cooked on this. What's going on? But other than that, now that my one negative's out of the way, let's talk about how good this movie is and how good Lord Flacco himself, A$AP Rocky, is as a young felon who, by the way, spoilers for Highest to Lowest. I know that I just went on a big rant about how A24 and Apple kind of butchered the release of this movie, but I kind of want to talk about it in a more free-flowing environment. So if you don't really want to know any plot beats of this film, then I'd turn the review off now. I'd say you've gotten your Zach Conway fill. I've been talking for literally 4 minutes. So, alright, so like I said, A$AP Rocky plays young felon who is the kidnapper in this film. What this movie's about is Denzel Washington plays David King, who is a sort of Dr. Dre, Jay-Z caricature who is attempting to buy back his record company that he founded when he was younger. And Jeffrey Wright plays his driver, Paul. Now, Jeffrey Wright is the other performance I want to talk about. He, in my opinion, is probably the heart and soul of this movie. He is the beating heart. If this movie has one, it's Jeffrey Wright. He is absolutely revolutionary in this film. Jeffrey Wright's always been a favorite of mine, and it's been really cool over the last 5 or so years that he's kind of gotten his due with being a Wes Anderson favorite. and then being Gordon in the Matt Reeves Batman films. And he is absolutely incredible here as Denzel's essentially best friend. And the scenes towards the end of the film when they are investigating where the kidnapper is, just them being together, driving around and having conversations was absolutely incredible. There's one scene in this film that I want to talk about that is genuinely might be up there for me. And this is a bold statement. So if you don't agree, yell at me in the comments. But there is a scene at the end of this film where it is the first on-screen appearance of A$AP Rocky. And actually, if you want to get technical, like I said, full spoilers, but if you want to get technical, there are scenes of him from behind, but you do not see his face until this scene. And it's the scene of him and Denzel in the recording booth, like Rocky's in the recording booth and Denzel is at the soundboard, and they essentially have what I can only describe as like an intellectual rap battle back and forth. And it is genuinely one of the greatest things ever. Denzel quotes fucking Nas, and I was grinning ear to ear. And I was talking to somebody about it last night, and he suggested that scene on its own could have been its own short film. And that scene, my bold statement that I was going to make is, for me personally, that scene is up there with the I Lied to You montage from Sinners as one of the greatest scenes in 2025 in movies. Along with, there's a scene in this film, and another thing I really like about this movie is this movie has two things going for it. It takes place in the alternate reality that I love to be living in, where Kamala Harris won the presidency last November. And it also, this film holds an incredibly strong hatred for both the city of Boston and the Boston Celtics specifically. And I want to say, sitting in a movie theater, and this is the unfortunate crime of the way this movie was rolled out, is not everybody is going to have the experience of sitting in a movie theater and hearing Nick Turturro yell "fuck Boston" while staring down the barrel of the camera. Not a lot of people are gonna have that experience, and that just saddens me. But yeah, man, this movie has a hard-on for Boston. Like, it sucks. They hate it. It's awesome. Like, I thought it was hilarious. But like I said early in the review, the standout performances for me are both A$AP Rocky as Young Felon and Jeffrey Wright as Paul. And Denzel is also very good in this movie. I think that, Denzel, you know Denzel is going to be good. When has Denzel ever been bad? Ever. He's never. He's never been bad, ever. So you know that when you're going to see a Denzel movie that there's going to be some good performances from him. Another aspect of the A$AP Rocky performance in this film that I really enjoyed is there is a song that he recorded for the film called Trunks that is actually an integral element to the plot and the mystery of the film that I absolutely loved, down to an almost pseudo music video in the middle of the movie. Like, there's a full music video for this song, just randomly. It cuts to A$AP Rocky and Denzel in a room, and it's incredible. This movie, like, the more I talk about it, the more I actually kind of like it, if I'm being honest. Please go see this movie. I've been talking for almost 10 minutes about Highest to Lowest. That should tell you how much I liked it. Spike Lee, incredible director. One of the greatest filmmakers of all time. Denzel, one of the greatest. Just, this movie is just awesome. And I hope that people go see it. Please like, share, and subscribe if you liked. Oh yeah, I forgot to rate it. I'm going to give this movie 3.5 out of 5 on my rating scale. But I do really recommend, if it's playing near you in a theater, please go see this movie in a theater. Don't wait for Apple if you have that opportunity. So, like I said, please like, share, and subscribe if you liked listening to me ramble about Highest to Lowest. And I will see you guys in the next review. Toodles.